So in the
Exactly.
context of building your unicorn career, creating a unicorn career for oneself, how
Yes.
do you balance finding and building something meaningful while also paying the bills and getting paid for the talents and the interests and the skills that you invest in?
So I define a unicorn career as a customized, authentic career. It is aligned with your values, so it allows you to be yourself 100% of the time. But here's the key: it gives you joy, meaning, and money because you have got to get paid. And you hit the nail on the head when you just said the idea of the exchange that when you work, whether you work for yourself, you still get paid by somebody, a client is giving you money, or you work for an employer, or you have some sort of hybrid, some sort of diverse way of making money. You are generating income in exchange for labor, in exchange for creation of value and contributions of value, which you contribute with your skill set, with your experience, your knowledge, your networks, and so much more of who you are. And the key here is that that is a business transaction. If money is involved, it's a business deal. And I think too often we don't think about careers and maybe not even jobs in some regard as a business transaction between two parties. And because it is a transaction, there is equivalency. I'm providing value in the form of my skills and problem solving abilities. You're going to give me money, right? You're investing money. You're expecting there will be an ROI, a return on that investment. And so when in one of the chapters in my book, I call it your unicorn finances, which is I call it, it's a system of having a fresh money mindset and really understanding how much money you need and want. I start that chapter by referencing this old quote that you and I have heard so often, and you kind of hinted at it: do what you love and the money will follow.
Right.
And to all due respect to the person who initiated that quote, that is utter bullshit. Because like you just said, you could be a reader. You will not necessarily make money, and you will not make money that will be needed to cover your food and your shelter and your tacos and everything that's important to you. So instead, the way I look at careers and jobs, since it is a business transaction, is if I am going to be paid by you, I'm going to be providing something. I have to be mindful of what pain point I am alleviating for you, because organizations and individuals hire people to alleviate pain. And so part of the method that I built is a data driven model to help people figure out not just what your unicorn career can be, but how to build an executable action plan to achieve it and land those jobs, get paid.
All right.
Part of that is really taking a deep dive into what money means to you, how much money you need and want, not shoulding on yourself like I shouldn't want this much money. No, if you feel that this is important to you, you can say it, but then being honest with yourself: if I need or want this amount of money, I have to be mindful of what pain point is so exacerbated and so urgent that a company, an organization, an individual would pay me to alleviate it. So there has to be an understanding of the value that I create. What is it actually going to do for the other party? And is it worth the amount of money that I want to be paid or need to be paid to alleviate that? So passion is important. It is
Right.
very important. We talk a lot about that. We need to be happy. We need to be able to do things that really jazz us, excite us, thrill us, because that's when we can do our best work, our most innovative work. But passion does not pay the bills. Passion does not put a roof over our head. Money does. And if we're going to talk about money, we have to talk about alleviating a pain.